Well, first off, welcome. We're so excited you guys are here. We are kicking off night one, or I guess part one of our new series called Let's Talk About It. I'm sure you guys have seen all over social media. You probably heard from some people, but we are going to get into just the good conversations about love and dating and relationships and all those things, which we're super excited about. Let's talk about it. Come on.
Can I crisscross applesauce?
Totally. Get comfortable, girl. We're all getting comfortable up in here. Well, hey, I want to introduce you guys to two of my all-time favorite people. We have Mark and Gwen Bragg up here with us tonight. Yes.
We paid her to say that.
If you guys want to just go ahead and introduce yourselves a little bit, maybe tell us, how you guys met, how you're involved in the church, what kinds of things you guys do.
So to start, thank you guys for having the old people tonight. We're excited about this. Relationships is really a passion for us. And so this is going to be fun. People ask me how long we've been around Restoration Church, and that's kind of a trick question for me because I was in the youth group at Restoration Church when it was called Roswell Church of God when I was 15 years old. And I was, Pastor Munn, right? He was here for 32 years, and PC's now been lead for 7 years, I think it is, 7, 8 years. Mm-hmm. I was at the church when Pastor Munn preached his first sermon at Roswell Church of God.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it was. And so...
I wasn't born yet.
His daughter was 9. And his daughter is now the mom of Ansley and Odin. I get Ansley Walker.
I see.
Sorry.
So sweet.
Anyway, so I've been around a long time. I've been on staff a couple different times.
Yeah.
Once from 2000 to 2007 as youth pastor, worship leader, and then when PC took the church, came back from 2018 and 19 to kind of help rebuild the worship team and stuff like that. And so we were youth coaches. We did a lot of stuff.
We did a lot of stuff.
Did a lot of stuff. That's awesome.
So how we met?
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's just go ahead and dive
Tell
right in.
them where.
I'd love to know. You guys have a cool story. I've gotten to talk to you both just a little bit.
Sure.
Gwen, you've been such a mentor to me, and so we've gotten to have some pretty cool conversations, and I've gotten to hear a little bit about your story. But I'd love to just give you guys the opportunity to tell us how you met, your story, both of your stories. I know you both have really incredible stories that ultimately impacted how you guys came to meet each other.
Yeah.
So let's just go right into it and just tell us all the
So
things.
I was 24 when I met Mark, and I grew up in a broken home. My parents were believers, and at the age of 9, they decided to get a divorce. And I just, I viewed Father God like I viewed my dad, distant and off. And so as I grew up and went to college, I met a boy. It wasn't a man, no. He was just young. And we dated for 5 years, and I thought he was the one that I was going to marry. And I just knew that he wasn't the one I was supposed to marry. And I fought it internally for a long time, 5 years. I'm a slow learner. I wanted to make it work, and I loved him as much as I could love someone. So at 5 years when it didn't work out, and he broke up with me emotionally. I broke up with him physically. So I knew that he was present but distant, and I knew something wasn't right. There was a lot of red flags. So I ended up breaking up with him. Anyways, too long of a story, but by the time I had met Mark, I had a lot of guys that let me down. And so my heart was broken. I grew up in church. I knew Jesus, but I thought he was the guy on the coffee table in a white Bible that lived on my parents' coffee table in the living room. So I was just disappointed.
Yeah.
And I just, my job first out of college was a flop. It just seemed like things just weren't. And I asked myself literally, where was the last time I felt peace? And I remember the last time I felt peace was in a church, in community. So I had started working at a restaurant. Mark likes to call it a bar. There was a bar in the restaurant, but I was waiting tables. He said I met him at the bar. So,
That's what happened. And she met me, and her whole life changed. No, I'm just teasing.
no, we were friends. Mark's got a story, and so my heart was just too broken to want to feel like having a relationship. So, but I did want friends. I was an extrovert, and I wanted to have fun and have friends. And me and some of the girls at the restaurant would wonder who Mark would go out on a date with the following week. And so,
Okay.
Mark was
let's
an
move.
extrovert
Let's
too.
transition. So, during the time Gwen was working all that out with this boy in college, I grew up. You know, my mom and dad are
yeah,
still
Pastor
together.
Munn was your pastor.
Yeah, my dad was the church pianist for like 30 whatever years. So I grew up in this house of faith. They served, they gave. And my dad was also I call him the nicest controlling perfectionist you'll ever want to meet. And so I had some performative issues. I was a people pleaser guy, and that was just not. That caused some issues for me, but. At the age of 18, I'll just kind of condense it, but I got married to a girl I had absolutely no business getting married to.
Wasn't me.
No, not her. And so it was a wreck. It was brutal. My mom and dad still hold hands. They still pray for us. They still, Nana, she's the sweetest lady on the planet. She's going to be 90 this month.
Wow.
And I'm in this relationship where I have black eyes and bruises, like Twilight Zone, and I couldn't do that anymore.
Like physically had
Black eyes and bruises. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was just the most weird. It was just like a whole nother life, right? It was just so different than what I was used to, and maybe that was trying to get out of my father's perfectionistic thing. I don't know what it was. I don't know if I fully processed that. I know that taught me a lot of things. I found out what I don't want in a wife, I'll tell you that much. But by the age of 22 and a half, 23, I was done. I was divorced.
Wow.
So here I am, 23 years old, divorced. I was always in sales. I didn't want quotas at this point in my life, so I just started tending bar. And that's where I met Gwen at the bar.
At a restaurant.
But
I went to wait tables.
So we were
I
just-
don't know what his intentions were, but I went to wait tables.
We were just broken. We had no desire to be serious. I liked friends too. I'm an extrovert. I like people. So we would hang out a lot, but it was like we were not looking for anything.
So there was one night where I decided to tell him that I was missing peace in my life. And the only thing I could describe was I needed to get to a church. And so because we were friends, I wasn't afraid to ask. I wasn't a chameleon like I was with, oh, you like baseball? I love baseball, which I do. I really love baseball now, but
Now. You like
now.
Yeah.
But anyways, we were sitting in the car one night. He had closed the bar, had closed the kitchen, the wait tables, and we were talking. And I said, there's something really missing in my life, and I need to find a church. I said, do you know of a church? And he goes, yeah. And I go, what is it? And he said, it's the church my mom and dad go to. And I said, will you take me Sunday? And he said, no. And I went,
Straight
you won't
up.
take me to church on Sunday? And he goes, I'm on their prayer list. It was literally
The prayer
what he
list.
said. I'm
Oh
on their
my.
prayer list.
Now, what was the prayer list, Mark?
That's for bad people.
For bad people.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when
Okay.
your
Bad people.
parents want to pray for you and they put
Yeah.
you on a list, they're like,
I
please,
If you're on the prayer list, yeah, you're jacked up.
So you're on the
please
radar.
pray for me.
Yeah, so.
So I was like, ooh, if you're on a prayer list, I want to go.
I want to meet these people, yeah. So I picked her up for the first time. We were always hanging out after the shifts. If you've been in the hospitality industry, like after the shift, like you got to blow off some steam. So the whole crew goes out, right? We were always together, but with everybody else. But for the first time, I picked her up
And he brought me here.
and I brought her to this building.
This was our first
Yeah.
date.
When we were
that amazing?
24 years old.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
29 now.
Wow.
Yeah, I am. Work.
That was a long time ago. That's how we met Chuck. He was the youth pastor here at the time,
Okay,
way back in
okay.
the 1900s, and it was the 80s. And we ended up like doing youth ministry with him.
Mm-hmm.
He quit his job here. I quit my job. We went on the road for a few years. We traveled the nation. We went out of the country.
Mm-hmm.
It was a fun time. And so if you want any stories about PC,
No,
you could
you
just
don't.
come see me. We have a mutually destructive, and a mutually assured destructive thing. If like he starts talking about me,
Oh, you just
I'll
go
start
right
talking
back.
about
Yeah,
him.
you got it. You got ammo.
So we
That's
we
amazing.
just keep it. But when we were here, man, God just started working in us and on us and drawing him back to himself. And then, of course, I'm not an idiot and I'm not blind. I really thought she was cute and she's funny and we got along. We always have. And God just drew us together, and we didn't manipulate it. It was just so organic and so cool. I remember we were dating, and
What's he going to say?
yeah.
We were dating.
And so we were dating, and so we were hanging out one day, and the next day, Gwen called me up, and this was like before the internet had been invented and before cell phones and stuff. So the phone on the wall, and like it's Gwen. So she's like, "Hey, listen, I feel like I need to apologize to you." I'm like, I mean, okay, but for what? Why would you need to apologize to me? Like, we were just hanging out. We had a great day yesterday. Well, yesterday when we were fighting, I said some ugly things, and I really feel bad about it. I've been thinking about it all night long. I just feel so bad about what I said when we were fighting. And I went, "We were fighting?"
Then we started fighting. I'm like, yes, I
No,
was
she goes,
mad.
"Yes, we were fighting. Yes, you're, really serious. I'm not trying to we had a fight?" Like, I really didn't know.
You had no
She
clue.
had to describe what we were fighting about. And I'm like, "Oh, I thought we were just having a conversation."
Oh my.
And this was her fighting. I'm like, if this is you mad and angry and fighting, I'll marry you tomorrow.
He married
I
me.
could do this. Listen, my
Not ready right now.
former wife, like when there was disagreements,
bad.
Yeah.
people got hurt and things got broken.
Yeah.
And so,
We have,
That's sweet.
our marriage has
her.
not been perfect by
Yeah.
any means,
Yeah.
but we have been blessed.
Yeah.
And God has, we have even at 34 years, our oldest son is here right now. We have two boys, Elijah and Noah. And our oldest son is married to our favorite daughter-in-law. I'm just kidding. I have two favorite daughter-in-laws, and our first grandson is sitting over there. Hi, Banks.
hey, buddy.
Oh, so cute.
His name is Banks. So
So
the-
sweet.
God has really blessed us,
Yeah.
but it has been trial and error even
Yeah.
after we've
Well,
gotten married.
And I love too just the way that both of you came from, really tough backgrounds or really tough relationships, and the Lord brought you out of those relationships in a very unconventional way to bring you together and to show you even further, like, hey, let me show you how I actually intended for this to be and how I want this to be. And so, Gwen, earlier you mentioned sort of towards the beginning of your story how you noticed pretty quickly that there were some red flags from the guy that you were dating and were engaged to at that point that ultimately led you to pull away from that relationship. Go into that a little bit and just kind of talk about what things you noticed in that relationship that were not okay and things that you noticed maybe shouldn't be present in a relationship that ultimately made you make that decision to leave.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, this is getting real quick.
We're here for it.
So
it.
I was raised in church, like I said, so I was a good girl, and all my friends in high school, some of my friends in high school were promiscuous, let's say, and I remember getting taken home from a date because I wasn't. But I just knew in my mind that, you know, my faith was telling me to wait and hold out. So I meet this guy in my science class, and he invited me out on a date. We got along great, started dating, and things were great, except I wasn't intimate with him. And I found a letter in his dorm room where he had been intimate with someone else. And so she was writing him a letter, and, you know, she'll give him what I wouldn't. And so that was kind of like,
Red
wait a
flag.
minute.
Yeah.
Red flag.
I mean, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So yes, a lot of red flags started there, but he told me that I was the one that he wanted to be with, and I was the one that he wanted to have kids with, and I was like, okay. And so we got back together. And then there was other letters and other cards of girls writing him, and I don't know if he wanted me to find them. He was not mean to me, but he was not caring for my heart. He was not valuing some of the things that I valued.
Yeah.
He said he was a believer. His family was wealthy, which had nothing to do with it, but he, I don't know if he just thought, I don't know what he thought. He was young 20s and probably testosterone raging. I don't know. But
It happens.
so he would promise me the world, and we would get back together, and then there was more just broken promises.
Yeah.
And so my parents got divorced over broken promises. And I remember my mom coming into the room one night when I'd come home from college, and she said, "Will you let me talk to you about him?" And I said, "No." She was like, "Oh, come on." No. But there was one, I think 3 or 4 years into it, there was one night she came into the room, and I told her she could talk to me about it. And she said, "I fear that if he's not healed, then you may walk through what I walked through." And that scared me.
Yeah.
So I wasn't the best. I didn't have what you guys have here. This is beautiful, by the way. The worship is precious. The presence of God is amazing. But I didn't have the community that I sense here. So anyways, I broke up with him because I had found, I told him one time, I said, you know, one of these days, all your lies I won't be able to handle them anymore.
And that was over the course of how long were you guys together?
Okay, 5 years.
5 years. Wow.
The first 2 years were great. The last 3, we just tried to, and so I called him on on Thanksgiving, and I said, "I can't do this," and that's when the anger started. And so, "Don't hang up on me. You can't do this."
Wow.
And so, yeah, but finally finished. I dated. I'm sorry. I didn't know Jesus had my whole heart, you know?
Yeah.
And so I thought dating someone would help heal my heart. Let me say, that doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
Jesus has to heal your heart. we tell couples all the time, we get to sit with couples, we do premarital counseling, we work with other couples who's walked through betrayal, and we tell them all the time, become the healthiest version of yourself first. And so I had dated, just quickly went out with a couple guys, different dates, and it was like, this is, my heart just can't take it. And that's when I got the job waiting tables and met Mark. And it was interesting that God was bringing somebody into my life, and I was pushing him away.
He was trying to capture your heart back, from where it had gone. And trying to prove his love to you in a cool way. And I love what you said too. It was almost like most of the red flags that you were noticing, or at least the most prominent ones, were that he was expecting you to give things to him that you weren't willing to give, but that he needed to find in the Lord first. Like there were things that he was expecting from you that he shouldn't have been expecting from you.
Correct.
And I think that's such a big pattern, at least in our generation, is that we try to find so much outward fulfillment and outward, for lack of a better word, like pleasure from other people when we should be asking for it from the Lord, because he's the only one who could give that to us. So speak to that a little bit, Mark, because I know you said some really cool things earlier about that.
That's fantastic. So there are things that we give to each other as humans, right? We have physical needs that we can meet in each other, right? And we'll talk about those in a second. But there's some core needs that only God can give you, right? Your identity, only God can give you, right? You can't get that from anybody else.
So good.
Your purpose, you can't get that from anybody else. Only God can give that to you. Your security, your sense of security, right? Your sense of, when all of this goes away, I am secure in who I am and where I'm going, right? Nobody can give that to you except Jesus. And then that acceptance, all the love we were talking about and singing about, man, that's so real, right? That's the only love that will never go away. Like, we love each other, we work at this, we choose each other every day, but let's face it, I'm about 1 or 2 decisions from screwing this whole thing up, right? And it's true for all of us. If you're dating or if you're married, you got to choose each other and fight for each other every day, right? But that acceptance that it doesn't matter what you've done, God has already seen it. And that acceptance that no matter what happens, he accepts you just like you are. He loves you enough to push you to be better, but he accepts you just as you are, right? And if we're disobedient, his love never fails. We might miss out on some blessings, but his love doesn't go anywhere. So if we're looking, where we get into trouble is when we try to find those things in each other. 2 things are always true. 2 things always end up happening. If I'm trying to get my identity from Gwen, I'm going to be completely frustrated because she's not giving it to me.
I
right?
can't.
She can't,
And she's going to be completely exhausted because she doesn't have it to give, right? And so it's a big loser, right? Now, there are things that we do give each other, right? The very best version of yourself, like we can, in a home like ours, some of you guys are married, if you're dating seriously, we can't give those core needs to each other, but we can create a culture in our house that allows the space for the other one to strive to be the best person possible. Does that make sense? Like if I'm controlling and I'm dominating all these things, that doesn't give Gwen space to be the best version of herself. And if she's always trying to control me and manipulate me, I can't be the best version of myself. So, man, when we're rooted in who you are in Jesus Christ, man, it's such a freeing way to live. And then you can be partners. So, he
gives you the desire to want to be with one another, to connect. He gives us that desire, so that is beautiful. But like he said, our identity, our acceptance, our security, our purpose, it only comes from the Father. And so when we try to get one of those 4 from somebody else, we leave each other exhausted or frustrated.
So those needs that we meet in each other, right? You guys, I don't know if you guys are writing things down, but this is good stuff. If you're not married, you will be, and you need to know these things.
Are you doing the men's, or am I doing the men's? Are you going to do the women's 4 needs?
You do the women's 4 needs. So do you guys know what a woman's greatest need is
Ooh, this is a good question.
in relationship?
I feel like I
Well,
don't even know. I
tell 'em.
think I know, but I don't.
Tell 'em.
So number one need for a woman in a relationship is safety and security.
And
They
this
wanna know.
dingleberry she was dating in college was not causing her to feel safe and secure.
Go ahead,
was-
honey. Tell him what
He was
his
lying,
name
he
is.
was cheating, he was, pressuring her to
Yeah.
break her
Right.
vow
Yeah.
of purity. And
Compromise. Yeah.
that's not safe and secure.
Yeah.
So, guys, what's your number one need? Respect and honor.
And honor.
We need that more than anything else.
Yeah.
Honor, and it's not ego, it's just the way we're wired. We have to have it. So the red flag for you was, what are some red flags? Well,
Yeah.
hey, listen, ladies, if a guy is not causing you feel safe and secure, dip,
Yeah.
girlfriend. And I speak from experience, guys. For me, I told you about my first relationship. If the chick is punching you in the face, run.
But no, controlling.
Yeah, controlling,
If
manipulating.
somebody is being controlling and manipulative, whether it's male or female, that's not speaking
Yeah.
honor and respect, and
Yeah.
it's not speaking safety and security. So nobody has the business to control or manipulate.
Yeah.
That's a tool of the enemy, and if you're controlling and manipulating and wondering why you haven't found your person yet, this is not Gwen coming down with the hammer. It's just you have to be whole here. And Chuck talks about we're a vertical church.
Yeah.
You have to be here before you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So every day in our marriage, there should be no place on the face of the earth that Gwen feels more safe and secure than when she's with me,
Yeah.
than the way I speak
So
to
good.
her,
So good.
my tone.
Yeah.
When I have had a long day and there's stuff to do and I find myself a little short because I'm tired and I'm hungry and I'm hangry and all that stuff, I gotta check myself and roll it back because this is worth it.
Yeah.
For me to exercise self-control as a man and lower my tone and speak softly to her so she feels safe and secure, right? And there should be no place on the face of this earth where I feel more respected and honored than when I'm with her,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that's where it all starts, I
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
is if we can get those two things right and choose those two things, safety and security, everything I do and say, every action I take, it goes to the safety and security. And when she interacts with me,
Yeah.
it's out of respect and honor, not because I'm better, but it's just my need.
Yeah.
I need it.
Yeah.
So what's a woman's number two? Well, let's do the man's number two need first.
Oh, that's easy.
Can you guess? Sex.
Sex is a man's number two need. A woman's number two need, non-sexual affection.
So that creates problems.
Complete opposite.
So we like
I
to,
love this.
so as a woman, ladies, I like my hand held. I like to be hugged. That's non-sexual affection.
That's right.
I like for him to open the car door for me.
Yep.
I like him to,
Bring flowers.
oh yes.
She
he
loves the
brings-
flowers. So
I
I saw
didn't
this.
think
Do
I
guys like
liked
flowers too? That's a
flowers.
thing now.
The guys what?
Like flowers too? Like I've seen that on social media.
You
Like
asking
bring
me if
your
I like-
boyfriend flowers.
I like giving flowers.
I don't think I understand. Would you like for Gwen to get you flowers?
Would I like for Gwen to get me
Yeah.
flowers?
Like what would you do if Gwen walked in the door and was like, "Hey, I have some flowers for you."
I would say thank you, and I'd kiss her and tell her I love her, and then I'd wonder, why did you bring me
Why
flowers?
did you give me flowers?
So we do have a story about that. One time she got me this it was Father's Day, and she dressed the boys in overalls and walked them down a old train tracks, and they took pictures, and she was walking with them, and they had suitcases, and it looked like really cute little hobos walking down the street. And no, it was really, they were great pictures, and then she gave them to me for Father's Day.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, that's nice, that's cool.
he didn't reacted the
I
way
didn't.
that
I was not.
thought
I
he
was
would.
not appropriately overwhelmed by the gift.
And so I-
with the picture
So I
of the
asked,
overalls. and
I'm
the-
like, do you not like this? And he goes, yeah, it's fine. And I'm like, it's fine. Like, I sweated, and we made sure the boys were dressed, and we got the photographer, and this is just fine. I'm like, did you not want this? He goes, well,
Well, she goes, what is it? And I said, it would have made a really great Mother's Day gift.
no, I think you said, if you wanted to know what I wanted for Father's Day, you should have asked me.
Oh my.
I'm like, what would you like for Father's
She goes,
Day?
well, what am I supposed to do? Just go to Home Depot and get you a tool? And I went, yeah!
And all the guys said, yes, please.
So when you ask about flowers,
That's the answer.
yeah, I mean,
You'd
go-
probably rather have something from Home Depot, but you'll accept the flowers.
Yes.
Yeah.
He would rather.
I'm a
have
man.
two.
Noted. Noted.
I need honor and respect, and I need sex. I'm a man.
Plain and simple.
So the way this works, right? So check this out, though. So it's like my second need is sex. It's not because we're perverts, ladies. God made us this way.
yeah.
And I was a youth pastor for a long time, and I never did that whole sex is dirty, it's gross, it's disgusting, it's bad, save it for your husband. There was no logic in that for me. Like, well, why are we talking badly about what God did?
Yeah.
No, he said that God was in a good mood the day he created sex. And everybody turned and looked at me, and I was like,
He was,
thanks, honey. All the teenagers are looking at me now.
well, he was. He was in a good mood for sure. But but if I'm receiving the honor and respect
Yeah.
from Gwen, so my natural thing is to want to reach out and hold her hand because she's my source of honor.
Right.
She's giving me respect and honor as a man and as a partner, and I want to fulfill that. And I don't even think about it. I naturally do that. I want to. I'll bring her
does.
flowers. We do that. I still bring her flowers because pretty girls need pretty flowers. That's our rule. And so so then if Gwen is getting her non-sexual affections met,
Yeah.
well, you know where this is going, right? So here's the thing, like intimacy, men get to, research tells us that men are more open and honest and willing to share their heart after sex. Okay, so woman's number 3 need is open and honest communication.
Okay, don't go home and try this, okay?
Well, many of you aren't married, but you need to know these things, right?
These are
What?
practicals.
These are practicals.
For the future.
So it's this really
blushing.
wild this dance that we do. Like, so women want to know what's in our hearts as men. That's a very scary thing for a guy. It's hard for us to share emotions. We're not wired. Women are emotional beasts. Like, you guys are so strong. You will dive into the deep end of the emotional pool with your girlfriends over coffee.
So true.
And that freaks dudes out. Like, we talk about basketball and the football game and
Non-emotional thing.
and transmissions,
Transmission.
you know. But
Cars.
so
F1.
I'm like,
as-
did you see Bob today? Yep. What'd y'all talk about? Nothing.
nothing. So
I
yeah.
saw Ginger, and we talked about.
This and this and this. And we
This
cried a little bit, and then we hugged, and we
And he goes,
laughed,
you talked about all that?
Yeah. We did.
Yeah.
Sure did.
I love it.
So, but as sexually modest as women are, men are that emotionally modest.
Yeah.
So if I want to, intimacy with Gwen, I need to. There's this. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's like, what does it take to get your wife ready for sex? And it's like
We're
flirting,
talking about sex.
texting, flowers, candy, more canoodling, cuddling, foot rubs, right? And this list is very, very, very long. It goes, what does it take for a man to be ready for sex? Show up naked. That's about it. That's all we need. And flip that around in the emotional thing, and women, you can just go there. Well, men have to go like, I need to feel safe. I need to
Yeah.
know you honor me.
Yeah.
I need to know if I share, you're not going to squash me. I need to know you're not going to make fun of me, because this is my heart. This is like the Holy of Holies, right, for a guy, right? And you enter that in with thanksgiving, and like if I've shared my heart and I get squashed, that thing's going to close.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long time before I share it again.
Yeah.
So ladies, we're like very emotionally fragile.
Yeah.
And so just like a husband needs to work that out with a wife to get her there,
Yeah. Yeah.
a wife needs to work those things out with her husband to get him emotionally there, sharing his heart.
And that even goes back around to just the first thing that a man needs is to feel like he's respected. You know, like following,
100%.
just respecting him in that way to allow him to feel safe
Yes.
in that environment, to share his emotions. And the same thing, you know, in all of these other things that we've been talking about that men and women need that are different, that they need from each other. It's cool to just think about even those first two that we said where, you know, men need to know that they feel respected and women need to know that they can, you know, feel safe with their husband. It's such a cool way for us to be able to show the Father's love in a way to the person that we're dating, to the person that we're married to. It's such an easy, practical way. I think a lot of times when we're thinking about, you know, how do we date in a way that glorifies God? How do we, you know, be in a relationship with somebody in a way that is honoring to the Lord and all of these things? Sometimes we overcomplicate that in our heads and think that there's so many things we have to do to, you know, make sure we're honoring the Lord in our relationships and make sure that the Lord is being glorified, and it gets so like confusing that we're like, I don't even know how to do it. I don't know. Oh. But when we sit down and talk about it and when we seek wisdom from people, it's not hundreds of things that you have to do. There are things that have been outlined in Scripture even that point out just how to have a God-honoring relationship. Whether you're dating, whether you're engaged, whether you're married, it's all the same with those things that we've been talking about. And so I think that's really cool. I'd love to ask you just, and I know, Mark, you have quite an opinion about this question, but I feel like
Opinion about a lot of stuff.
I feel like a lot of people, when they get into a relationship or as they're starting out in a relationship, they're dating and they're like, okay, what's next? You know, like, how do I know if this is the one? Is there the one? Is there your one person? How do I know if I found them? What happens if I miss the person that the Lord has for me? Like, is there the one?
I don't believe so, because it would only take one idiot to screw it up for everybody.
Yeah.
If if you marry my soulmate, I can't marry my soulmate. I got to marry somebody else's soulmate, and then on, and they tell two friends, and so on, and we're all screwed, right? So
then nobody has a
so
soulmate?
no. You know, when I got married the first time, everything about me was going, no. I did it anyway.
Yeah.
I was young, I was stupid, I was being controlled and manipulated. There's a lot of things. But when I got married to Gwen, everything in me said yes. It sounds corny, but you just kind of know.
Yeah.
And you can't really define that or, you know, put parameters around that. The Spirit just, it draws you together, and you just know. And so, you know, if you agree on faith, if you agree on parenting style, if you agree on money, if you agree on communication, if you agree on all these things that are critical in marriage, right? Yeah. Race has nothing to do with it. Color of skin has nothing. It's about values.
Sure.
It's about what you believe.
Yep.
And so any two people who agree can make marriage work. Yeah. Now, you know, it's way better if she's cute and there's chemistry, right? I would you know, that's kind of like the baseline, because you can agree with a lot of people, but there's no chemistry there.
Sure.
You know, and so one time I was a super spiritual teenager in our youth group, and they were like, you know, it shouldn't matter what a person looks like. It just shouldn't matter what it looks like, because it's all about what's in the heart. And I'm like, it is what's in the heart, and that is true. It's about the heart. Yeah. But listen, when you get married someday and you roll over, you're not going to look at their personality. You know, you gotta kind of like what you have to like what you see.
Yeah.
And that goes both ways.
Yeah. And I think too, I mean, that's such a good point. And it goes both, like, yes, attraction is part of it, and yes, like, personality is such a huge role in it, but your attraction to somebody should not be the main thing that you value in that relationship, because as you grow, I mean, everybody changes as they're getting older. You
Yes,
know, what we
absolutely.
look like right now is not going to be what we look like, you know, when we're married and it's been 50 years.
That's
Like,
right.
if we are just basing our values off of physical appearance, then we're just setting ourselves up for failure.
I told
in that
our
way.
sons when they were in high school, and of course, when you're in high school, you know, you got to go for the hottest chick ever, right? So whatever. So anyway, I told them, I said, look, you can land the hottest girl in school, but if she treats you bad, and she dishonors you, and she controls and manipulates you, your eyes will start to tell you she's ugly. You can find a girl that's cute. She's not going to win any beauty contest. She's not going to be on the cover of Maxim magazine, but she's an all-American girl.
Yeah.
If she honors you, if she respects you, if she treats you right, if she loves Jesus, your eyes will tell you she's
Yeah.
beautiful.
That's good. So just how Mark just described these things that should be the things we look for, you know, as a man, look for in a wife. Gwen, I would love to hear from you, what are the things that we should be, as women, looking for in a husband that will, you know, the main things that we should be focusing on when we are seeking out the man that we want to marry?
That he's hot. Wrong answer.
Easy.
Easy.
Just that one.
What should we look for in a spouse?
Or I guess, what are the, like, non-negotiables that we should be looking for in
I've been asked that question twice today. What are the non-negotiables?
non-negotiables?
Interesting.
Take notes, men.
I wanted to get married. I think I grew into some of the things that I needed, like we talked about a woman's major need is safety and security. I had never felt safe a day in my life. And it's not a woe's me thing, it's just, I just had to be tough.
Yeah.
And so I put on this tough exterior. And so I love that Mark makes me feel safe. I love that Jesus makes me feel safe. I think when my relationship vertically got right, and then God, you know, made my eyes look at Mark differently. And he did. He offered me safety. He was kind. He was respectful. You know, we so into what we need. And so him showing me respect made me want to respect him.
Yeah.
And so I love that our values were we were both coming from broken places, but God knew each of our hearts. And man, he just, when we got together, it was just a catapult into, this is what we're supposed to do. Now, I was still scared to get married. Like, I friend zoned him for a little bit. He's like, why do you keep breaking up with me if we're friends? You know?
Yeah, she just wanted to be friends, but she kept breaking up with me. I'm like, Bob's never broke up with me, not once.
What
We're
is a
friends.
friendship
We're
breakup look
We're
like?
just, Joe never broke up with me. We're friends.
Yeah.
So if you want to be my friend and stop breaking up with me. This is weird.
Well, and so I want to go into that a little bit more, because Gwen, you kept trying to pull away from Mark as he's trying to get closer to you. So Mark, how did you then begin to pursue Gwen in a way that was honoring to her and was respecting the boundaries that she was trying to set, but you also knew that you were interested in her and you wanted to pursue a relationship with her?
So there was a moment when we were dating that, not meaning to, I had really upset her. It was just a miscommunication. But she just, get out of here. I don't want to see you anymore. Blah blah blah. It unnerved me. Like we were the attachment was real by this
Yeah.
point, and like it was hurting my heart,
Yeah.
right? And so I, you know, did what most guys I think would do when they're in trouble. They try to do something nice, and so I remember getting some flowers. I picked up
It's
your
always the flowers.
always the flowers. Pretty girls need pretty flowers. I picked up
the
your
dry
cleaning from the laundromat, and I got a card, and
I have to tell him about the card.
tell him about the card.
Oh boy.
Yes.
I gotta hear.
She's going to tell him about the card.
You know, he wrote me this beautiful card about why he loved me. All through the card, he was telling me why he cared for me and how he wanted to care for me. But he didn't sign it, "I love you, Mark." I still have this card. We've been married 34 years. He signed it, "You're safe with me. You're safe with me. You're safe with me,
Wow.
Mark." And the walls just started to come down, knowing, and we didn't know then that a woman's number one major need is safety and security. We didn't know that. We have done marriage conferences. We work with married couples. We do premarital, like we talked about, but we didn't know any of this stuff. We learned this stuff.
Yeah.
But at 24, for me to be upset and ask him to leave my apartment and him come back the next day or I went to work and I came home that afternoon from work and my dry cleaning was hanging and the flowers, and I'm like, that was nice.
Yeah.
And I must have read that card 1,000 times.
So sweet.
Just that I felt he was making me feel safe.
Yeah.
That was a real pivotal moment for our relationship.
Yeah.
And in premarital, you mentioned being like, okay, I feel like this is, I want to marry this guy or I want to marry this girl, but still I'm like, oh, this is big, right?
Yeah.
I always tell couples like, hey, if you're a little nervous about this deal, good. Because getting married is a big deal.
Yeah.
Getting married is it's a wonderful life changer, but it's a life changer for sure. You are no longer you. You are you and somebody else.
Yeah.
You no longer just do what you want. You live to please your spouse.
Yeah.
You live to serve your spouse. You live to put your spouse before you.
Yeah.
You live to prefer your spouse. You live to put yourself at the back of the line. That's what marriage is. If two people are living that way, it's going to be a great marriage. Going to be a great marriage.
Yeah.
So when couples get a little nervous, I'm like, that tells me you know how serious this is.
Yeah.
So the cold feet thing, I think I think some of that's healthy.
There's all kinds of tools that we use. I'm back at school for my master's in family and marriage therapy. And so they talk a lot about attachment theories, like you come into a relationship with attachments, good or bad, to your parents. You know, so you either had a secure attachment or you had an avoidant attachment, or it was avoidant or anxious attachment.
Therapist.
And so you come into a relationship with some kind of attachment, and I love that God just heals all the rough edges.
Yeah.
And when Ephesians talks about marriage and how husbands should love their wives and how wives should submit to their husband, you know, we think, I know that we've been told that submit is a dirty word, but submit in Greek actually means to duck. And so as a woman, if you're feeling protected and you're submitted to your spouse, it's all that means is he's got your back and you're being covered.
Yeah.
But when Mark loves me like Christ loved the church, and he would, you know, how did Christ love the church? He died for it. So when he's willing to lay down his life for me or the boys and now our girls and our grandson, and I can truly say I feel like he would. I don't want him to. And so it's easy to love him because I know that he would sacrifice for any of us and has.
Yeah.
You know, he's not Jesus, but he's got some skin on. And I like Jesus with skin on.
I think that's just, I mean, I think a lot of times, it's like, what else?
I just think he's cute.
I think that a lot of times in our like generation, or at least in this like age demographic that's in the room tonight, there's always like, nobody really knows the right way to pursue or the right way to let somebody pursue you. Like how, and in closing, we'll kind of end with maybe this question and one more, but just what is, and this is a question for both of you. Like Mark, you could speak to the guys on this one, and then Gwen, you can speak to the ladies in here. Like in just like a short little way, like how do you pursue the right way in a way that, you know, and you already even started answering this question. You made her feel safe and you respected her, but like what are some practicals of like, how do you pursue the right way in today's world with all of these other, you know, things like social media and texting and like boundaries that are now in place that maybe you didn't have to work through when you and Gwen dated, but now they're, you know, pretty adamant in our world today. And Gwen, when there is a guy pursuing you and you may be interested, you may not be interested, like how do you let them pursue you while also respecting them? You know, does that make sense? Like sometimes guys start to pursue us, but we don't really know how to receive that in a way that is respectful to them because it takes a lot of nerve for a guy to pursue a girl that he's interested in. And so how do we respect them in that process?
That's a great question.
It's a bit of a loaded question, I know, but.
Woo, that's a lot. You go, honey.
I need a minute to think.
Well,
She said you too. No. How do I pursue, how did I let you pursue me? Ooh, that was a lot of trust. I think, you know, God heals in layers, I feel like. And so, you know, we've been married 34 years, but at year 17, our marriage almost fell apart. And we were in counseling, and that's what birthed what we do now is because we love to see people walk in wholeness and health. But just the pursuit of letting me, he was so good at letting me love God and go at my pace. And I tried to share as much as my heart could share with him. But he was always respectful. I mean, even the day when I told him that, what don't you understand about us being friends? Like, I want us to be friends. And he said something that was so impactful. He said, well, then treat me like a friend. And I'm like, wow, I've not treated him like a friend.
Wow.
You know, because I kept crossing the boundaries. You know, I wanted to kiss him when I wanted to kiss him. And then, oh, I don't want to kiss, you know. And so I think he pursued me. Jesus, it was just a whole thing coming together of Christ, me pursuing Christ, and I felt like Christ was pursuing us. And, you know, a godly marriage with Christ in the head, or a godly relationship in a marriage marks a picture of Christ. The wife is a picture of the Holy Spirit, and then God at the head. And a lot of marriage gurus talk about that's why the enemy fights marriages, because it's like many trinities walking around on the earth, and he knows if he can destroy a marriage, he can destroy a generation and a lineage.
That's so real.
yeah. I mean, how does a guy pursue a girl? I mean, don't be weird.
Super practical.
You know, and I don't know what I was sliding into DMs. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know. I mean, I would just be like, be a solid, Jesus-loving dude with confidence. There's nothing more attractive to a female than a man who is who knows his feelings and is
Yeah.
not afraid to talk about
Yep.
them. Get in touch with your feelings, guys.
Yeah.
I know it's scary, but get in there and figure it out. And you know, there is a joke that men do come emotionally unassembled, and we do need our partner's help to be like, okay, you feel that? Okay, that's an emotion. But if you figure out like that whole identity piece, who you are in Christ,
Yeah.
that whole purpose piece, who you are in Christ, you know, acceptance, that security piece, right? And you're confident and you know who you are. Chicks dig that.
And the woman's number 4 major need is leadership. She loves a guy.
Yeah. So respect
To
and honor.
lead.
If I'm feeling respected and honored by Gwen, I'm going to naturally cause her to feel safe and secure.
Yeah.
I'm going to naturally meet the non-sexual affection.
Yeah.
If she feels safe and secure and the non-sexual affection is being met, then my number 2 need is going to be met,
Yeah.
right? I'm going to feel more safe to open up and talk about my feelings and emotions. That's her number 3 need, is honest and open communication. Right? My number 3 need is friendship. So I'm being honored. Number 2 is happening. I've shared my heart. She's my friend.
Yeah.
So people ask me who my best friend is, I say Gwen.
Yeah.
When people ask Gwen who her best friend is, who do you say?
Linda.
Linda.
But if a wife is safe and secure, she's getting
That's so cute.
and all these needs are being met, and you know as a spouse what's in your man's heart,
Yeah.
will you not follow him anywhere? Submission is a beautiful thing
Yeah.
when it's spiraling up, right?
Yes. So good.
You see a lot of couples in a lot of our society spiraling down because men are not feeling honored,
Yeah.
women are not feeling safe.
Yeah.
It just spirals down.
And your number 4 need is support, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, support. So, you know, Christ, a husband is a picture of Christ.
Right.
And a wife, Eve, helper suitable. It's not a lower position. It's the same name. The Holy Spirit refers to himself as Azer. That's the name he gave Eve, Azer. He refers to himself as Azer. And he refers to himself as helper suitable, even when he goes and he fights with the armies of Israel, right? He's not making himself subservient to
Yeah.
the army of Israel. He's
Yeah.
God. He's not subservient. He comes alongside, he helps, he aids Israel. They win a battle that they could not have won without
Yeah.
his help.
Yeah.
That's what helper suitable is. She makes me better.
Yeah.
And because I'm better, I want to pour everything I am into
Yeah.
her, give everything I have to her,
Yeah.
lay down my life for her,
Yep.
spiral up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That picture of Christ's love just comes right back.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's not even it's not even something you think.
Right.
It's just something that just comes out of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. When you're doing
So
it God's
good.
way, it just comes out of you.
So good. This has been so good. I could sit here and ask you all the questions in the world for hours and hours and hours, but we do need to wrap up in a minute. But I want to ask you guys one more question. Just as you are getting to know, us at the Well, and you have kids, you've walked with them through relationships, and you've seen dating the way it is now versus how it was when you guys started dating. Just to close, what is one piece of advice that you would give to us in this room tonight about dating, about being in a relationship, getting into a relationship, as we're all trying to navigate, whether we're dating, whether we're engaged, whether we're married, just what's one piece of advice that you would give to us that we could take away tonight?
Me?
I can share, but you can share. You want each of us to share?
I would love for both of you. If you both have something, let's hear it.
So we raised 2 strong boys that are men and married now, and we were secret agents. We prayed some girls away, no offense. We were like, oh no,
Not this one.
no, Lord Jesus.
Get him out. Thou foul spirit.
No.
Out.
Prayer
we didn't.
warriors.
And I told a girl, I'm like, if you like my son, don't tell him I like you, because it's the kiss of death. Like, it won't work out good for you. I remember we met Casey, who's Elijah's wife, sitting over there. We met her 3 years before Elijah met her. We were doing it's called Vina Nueva. It's a young
It's a weekend getaway.
weekend getaway, just you and Jesus, 3 days. And Casey was on the team, and I was Sharon on the team. And she had not met Elijah yet. She's a couple years older than Elijah, and she was at Lee College, and she was dating a guy. I'm sorry, Casey, I didn't ask for permission about this. But I got done giving my talk, and she was in the room, and she was on her bunk bed, and she was crying. And I stopped by, and I said, "What's going on? Why are you crying?" And so she says that she tells me the story about some boy, blah, blah, blah. But I remember sitting there saying, "Casey, I promise one day some guy will come along and he will honor and treasure your heart and who you are for just who you are." I had no idea I was talking about my son, because they would not meet till 3 years later.
Wow.
And she texted me one day, and I told her a story. You all have heard the story about Adam and Eve, and how God caused Adam to go into a deep sleep. And out of Adam, he fashioned Eve.
Yeah.
And I said, I love the way that God says that he fashions the woman. But I remember telling Casey in that moment, you become fully fashioned as a woman. Become all that God has called you to be as a woman. In this moment, in this time, be everything God has called you to be. And I promise you, when you are fashioned, God will wake Adam up.
Yeah.
And not only will God wake Adam up, he will bring Adam to you.
Yeah.
So you don't have to search or look, or there's going to be some guy that is going to be smitten. And I don't even know if that's a cool word to say anymore, but he's going to be enamored
Yeah.
by who you are, because you've allowed God to fashion you. You may not be everything you're supposed to be in the moment, but God will take that and use that. So that's what I told Casey, and 3 years later, she met our son, and yay!
Yeah, when we were
So
when we were youth pastors, middle school and high school,
Yeah.
we girls would be very disappointed with the boys because they're idiots.
Yeah.
Right? We were like, no. Well, some of them are idiots, but they're all asleep because you're not fully fashioned. So don't go waking Adam up before you're fashioned.
Yeah, that's what we would say. Don't
Let
wake
him
Adam
sleep.
up.
Don't wake Adam
Just
up.
let him sleep.
Let God wake him up. I would say, leave you with this. Look, God puts this desire in our hearts to be together, right?
Yeah.
This is ancient. The Christians get married, Buddhists get married,
Yeah.
Muslims get married, Jews get married,
Yeah.
atheists get married. We all get married. It's ancient. Predates religion, predates society, predates everything.
Yeah.
It's ancient. God's idea. So God's put this in our hearts to be together. He's wired us that way.
Yeah.
He's made us this desire to be together
Yeah.
and to do life together. I would say this. I know you want to be married, but it's better to be single and want to be married than to push the issue
Yeah.
and be married and want to be single.
Yeah. So
Let
good.
let God bring the pieces together.
Yeah.
He's playing chess.
Yeah.
Right? He's playing 4D stuff. Like you're on this foot, you're in your head, you're thinking, oh, you got to figure it out. No, you don't. He wants you to be married more than you want to be married.
Yeah.
And when you have babies, he's going to love your babies more than you love your babies.
Yeah.
His love for you is so great. Why would he just let you just try to He's on your side. And he wants to wake Adam up and bring him to you, right? And he wants to fashion Eve, and so he wants
Yeah.
to do this. And he's in the business. He loves it. He's in the marriage business. He's excited. He's engaged. I think he's just listening to us even now, going
Totally.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yes.
Can I read a passage?
100%.
Psalms 103, I love it. With my whole heart and with my whole life and with my innermost being, I bow in wonder and love before you, the holy God. Yahweh, you are my sole celebration. How could I ever forget the miracle of kindness you've done for me? You've kissed my heart with forgiveness in spite of all I've done. You've healed me inside and out and from every disease. You've rescued me from hell and saved my life. You've crowned me with love and mercy. You satisfy my every desire with good things. You supercharged my life so that I will soar again. I won't read it all, but this is just too good.
So good.
You're a God that makes all things right. So that's the Passion Translation. But just like Mark said, like you said in the prayer, God, thank you for being an example of what love is supposed to be.
Yeah.
And like he said, God's for us. He's on our side. And he wants your heart healed and whole. And if you go after God for healing and wholeness, the sky's the limit with
Yeah.
him.
Be the
So
best
good.
you can be.
So good.
Let him work out the rest.
I love this. This has been amazing. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for sharing your wisdom with us in this season. I know this is like the time where everybody's got our eyes on us, like, oh, it's time to, you graduated college, time to start dating, get
There's so
engaged,
much
get married.
pressure for that.
So much pressure. But what a good way to just, kick off this series and just have honest and real conversations about the topics that we're all thinking about, but nobody wants to be the one to ask the questions. Or we're just so thankful for you guys. Can we just
Thank you for
give it up
having
for
us.
Mark and Gwen really quickly one more time? I love you guys. So if people want to get in touch with you, I know you guys will be around for a little bit after service, so if you
Yeah.
guys have any questions for them, if you have a prayer request you want them to pray over you, or if you just have a question, I know they would love to answer any questions or pray with you. But if people want to get in contact with you or reach out to you, what's the best way for us to do that?
Probably email. We do have a website. It's reconnectinglives.org. Our emails are on that website.
Yeah.
We also have Gmails, just markbragg@gmail.com and gwenbragg@gmail.com. Super complicated.
If you get in touch, if you come up to us, we'll give you our cell number.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know.
we'll swap.
So, but